I'm Megan Judd. Together with my husband Adam, we own Metropolis Real Estate Solutions, a full-service boutique brokerage and appraisal company right here in Central Florida. I've been appraising residential properties for over 25 years, and while I love working with our clients and the general public, my passion lies in education. Hey everybody, it's Megan with Appraisal Basics. Thanks so much for checking in today. Today I'm going to be talking to my real estate agents. So for those of you who follow me, I talk with realtors, attorneys, consumers, investors, anybody who is flustered and trying hard to understand the real estate process, including other appraisers. We are going to talk today about the top 6 things that you can do in order to prepare your listing for the appraisal process. And I'm going to kind of go in order of importance here. So I'm going to count down from 6 all the way down to 1. So the first thing you should do, or I should say number 6 on your list of things to do to prepare your listing for the appraisal process is exchange information with the appraiser. Sometimes the appraiser has questions because maybe not everything that is necessary to complete the appraisal process is obvious at the time of the inspection. We come out and appraise a property and look over a property in the same manner that a buyer would, just in the kicking tires phase. So we spend anywhere between 20 minutes to an hour at the property, really just gathering what seems to be the superficial data. And certainly we have a checklist of things that we need to gather while we're there. But first of all, you definitely should exchange information with the appraiser so that they can contact you if they need to know whether or not the property is on well or septic, because sometimes those things aren't completely obvious. Or if there's a gas line running to the property, sometimes that's not completely obvious. And so anything that you can do to enable that communication to flow more freely is definitely better. So the next thing that you should do is you should definitely provide the most current copy of the contract to the appraiser so that the appraiser doesn't have to spend time messaging back and forth with the lender. So number 5 on this list, get a copy of the contract, the most current copy with any addenda changes or anything like that. Get that to the appraiser so that they're not spending time trying to get that information. We do have to analyze it as part of the appraisal process, so make sure that that has happened. Number 4, get the appraiser a copy of all of the updates and home improvements that have been made on that property. Let the appraiser know that the roof was done last year, that the plumbing was updated 2 or 3 years ago. Whatever, especially if it's not evident. You know, we can generally tell if something's been freshly painted or if the floors are newer or if the kitchen's recently remodeled, but we still need to know the details on that. So outline it for us really quickly in an email or in a printout. Whatever you have, go ahead and get that to the appraiser. Number 3, I highly recommend that you provide any listings or the MLS for the properties that you used to price the property that's for sale. We certainly do all of our own research, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't help us to anticipate maybe where you're coming from and where the market is, where, you know, the participants in the market are coming from. If you know something about the listings in the area that maybe the ones that sell the quickest are in a better school district, or if the ones that sell for top dollar basically are influenced by new kitchen renovations, something like that. Any of that information that you can get to us along with the MLS listings that you use to price the property will help us anticipate what you're expecting to see, what the market participants are expecting to see, or how they've behaved, and what's driving their decisions so that we can navigate that throughout the appraisal process itself. The tip number 2, counting down, remember, from 6 to 1, number 2, cure any deferred maintenance. So deferred maintenance is not necessarily cosmetic stuff. We consider deferred maintenance to be issues that, if left alone, will further deteriorate, further catastrophize the condition of a particular thing. So the biggest one that we always think about is the broken window, right? So having just a simple broken window towards the front of the house can really give an impression right off the bat that there are other things that are being left untouched, that there are things that maybe need to be done. And like I said in the beginning of this video, we're looking at this property the same way that a potential buyer might. We're comparing it to the competition in the neighborhood to see where does this fall. And if right off the bat we're getting the impression that, well, this may not be in the best condition, we're less likely to place our weight at the upper range of value as we are the lower range of value. So things like wood rot in the eaves, broken windows, chipped and peeling paint, which can sometimes be a health hazard, and certainly for FHA and VA will get called out as something that needs to be repaired. Plumbing leaks, things like that. These are also items that when they're divulged in the appraisal report, the lender's probably going to require that they be repaired and fixed. So go ahead and get those things knocked out right up front, maybe even before getting that listing public, so that you can ask a little bit towards the higher range of value for a property. And then lastly, the number one thing that you should do in preparing for the appraisal is just zhuzh the house a little bit. Have it clean, have it smelling nice, make the floors and the walkways easy to navigate. You know, sell it to me, sell it to the appraiser. The same way that you're selling it to the homeowner, here's where it really counts. You know, the mortgage is being based on what my impression is when I come out to this house. And while we really are looking at, hard figures, we're looking at, you know, things like living area and things that can't really be changed. The impression that we get when we get to that house is definitely going to push us in a direction. So don't push us further away from the contract price. Try and woo us a little bit. It doesn't hurt. But that's it. So 6 things that you can do. Number 1, exchange your contact information. Number 2, make sure that you provide a contract to the appraiser. Number 3, provide them with all of those listings that you had when you were making your listing decision. Make sure that you give the appraiser all of the details of the updating that's been done to the house, whether it's got a new roof, new paint, all of that jazz. Get all of the deferred maintenance repaired, and definitely put on some airs. Give us a good impression. Let us think that this property is worth the bidding war that it did get. You know, relay that information to us. And as always, watch my other videos. Subscribe if you want to keep this kind of information coming to you. I need you guys to subscribe to my channel so that I know that you're watching, and then ask questions down below. Let me know what you would like to see in future videos. But for now, thank you so much for checking in. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, just shoot me a message. Have a great day.